Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of X4 The Beginner's Guide. Hopefully you've all been getting on pretty well with what we've had so far. Hopefully you've got a station going, hopefully you kind of searching the area around that we've been doing, and you're at the stage roughly to where we are now. And I want to talk about what your station needs now that it is completely built. Obviously I've let my time tick away, we've got a bit of money in our bank. Now the entire game played time that I've got on this play so far is less than 24 hours. So really not much time at all, just to show you what is achievable in just one day of playing. Obviously I've been doing snippets of recording and I've let it roll for a few hours just so I can build up some cash so we can get on doing stuff. For yourselves, I'd suggest doing more of the mining side of things, so get more mining ships into the sectors. What I suggest to yourselves is get some of your mining ships out there, get some of your your scouts out there, finding more of the system so that we can deal with more stuff at a later date. I've obviously let them explore themselves and left them to it, so I'm kind of not worried about that too much. I'll deal with that either off camera or whilst we're doing something else. So but yourselves, get more out there, bring in more cash, but there is obviously more risk of losing ships, but you should be okay if you stick to the sectors that are safe for you. Today we're going to talk about our station that we've got and what to do with it next, about managing it, getting it to make us some money, and hopefully that money can then go to either expanding the station itself or building a secondary station. And obviously, as I mentioned earlier, the factory or station or whatever it is you've got built will reflect its name based off what you've put in it. We've got energy cell production, so this is a solar power plant Mark II. Not 100%. Oh, yep. Sorry, I'm lying to you. I know why it says that, because there is another solar power plant in this system here. So we're the second one. Almost forgot them. So what can we do from here? Now there are a couple of things we can do. One of them I'm not going to do because I've shown you how to do it for pilots, and it's exactly the same thing to do for your stations, but you've got to transport them over there. That's the only difference. What I'm going to show you to do is one I find a bit easier. We're out in space, so I'm not worried about dealing with anything. That is the Argon 3 tier docking station, a large docking station, if you're wondering what it is. That's the one we've got on our space station as well. So it's a pretty big thing. That's why it took up so much room. Now, for us, we've got two things that we need to do. One, we need to get a manager for our space station, because at the moment it's not selling stuff, it's not making profit. It's got no way of controlling its accounts, so we need a manager for it. We also need to set some ships to sell product for us that are in our interest. So basically it will go out there and it will try and sell the products rather than waiting for somebody to buy it from us. So with that, we're going to use this ship here, which is on distribute wares, which is just kind of sat here looking for trades, and it's not really finding anything. When I said don't worry about it too much, this is where we're going to address that situation now and get it into our own space station and making profit, as well as leveling up our crew, which again can be crossed over to different ships, which will increase our profitability and availability on multiple ships. So let's get him over to our space station and let's get him to dock. And there we have it, our ship is now docked with our station. We did nothing special, just set it up as you saw, and we are now back to sorting out our management. Now obviously this ship hasn't got a massive crew in it, it hasn't got a high level crew in it, but the important thing is it does have a crew. So if we go to our property owned, we can see our Mercury Vanguard there is docked and safe and waiting. We're going to hit him up with the information. We're going to check out his crew, and straight away we can have a look at each of the crew. We can see if any of them have got any management skills. Not a massive deal if they don't, but it'll just make it a little bit easier for us. Okay, you're almost up to a 1-star. Let's see if anybody's got anything closer. I don't think we're going to find anything closer. No. And you're almost a 1-star as well. We'll take Ava. So we'll contact Ava and ask her to work somewhere else for me. Now this only works if they're docked at the station. Obviously they can't just teleport anywhere. They've got to physically get off the ship to where you're telling them to work. Obviously if you're going ship to ship, you dock them at the same station, they go ship to ship. Same works for the station, ship to station. So she's at the station we're at. So we're going to tell her to work somewhere else for us. We're going to select the station that I want her to work. Right click and select. I'm going to tell her to be the manager of my station and assign. That little noise there tells us we've completed the mission. I've avoided the missions, but obviously there are missions there, and that's obviously completed one. Now that we have a manager at our station, we can now manage our funds. Now, it's telling us that we need nothing for our expected operating budget, which is good for us because it means we don't have to spend our hard-earned cash actually telling it to do stuff. So, straight away, we're already at a high. But what else we can do is we can have a look at our station overview, and we can finally see that our energy cells are full. We have no workforce because we don't need a workforce, and we have a station account which we don't need. And I'm not sure if we can get drones now. We might be able to get drones. I'm not sure if we can, but let's give it a go. Oh, we can, yep. So we can now get drones because obviously we've got management to manage our drones. And I'm just going to do 10 cargo drones for now. I'm not going to worry about defense or repair drones because we're not expecting an attack. So as a matter of fact, let's bump these up to the maximum amount. What that's done is given us a minimum recommended budget of 74,000. Very cheap for the drones, so we'll accept that budget. So our manager now has a pot of money to order the parts for the drones. Again, we need to keep an eye on that, just the same as our building stuff that we did earlier, just to make sure that the budget doesn't increase or decrease that the requirements are. Well, that'll slowly build our drones, which will help offload ships, the larger ships, because obviously you need the cargo drones to offload cargo from them, and obviously for us to load them up. Our energy cells are still full. Have we made any sales? Economy statistics. We've had no trade offer amounts by the looks of it. No, so we've had no trade offer. Our storage is full. And that's our manager there. No, she's not earned any money for us, so she's not got any money available, basically, only the budget that we've given her. Okay, so our station at this stage is ready to go. Remember, this station produces its own resources. It has no requirements, no outside requirements from anything else. So this is a very simple station. What we're going to do is we're going to let the station produce for itself. Then we're going to look at getting something that requires resources in from somewhere else, and we'll obviously use our station to help build that. Now, I mentioned earlier about using the hull parts. Hull parts is probably the way we're going to go for the first one, because I know that's a requirement in this system with having 2 shipyards. They need hull parts, so the likelihood is we can make a quick sale. So what do you do now? Do you just leave your station to go? Well, you can do, but you're not likely to get many trades. You can set up the pricing of your trade by just going back to your station overview, and there will be, if you click down here, you can create buy offers. You can also have sell offers as well. You've got the automatic sell amount and the automatic pricing. You can restrict the trade if you wish to, so you can have it just for your own faction, nobody else. You've got automatic storage allocation. Don't worry about that at this stage, but just to give you a heads up on what that is basically if you've got 2 products and only 1 storage for the both products, so both of them take, say, the solid storage, it will allocate the space available based off trading and off obviously what you're producing. So if you're producing more of one thing, it's obviously going to take up more storage. It'll restrict it so it can't fill up the storage to block the other item that may have a higher trade value. So as far as you're concerned, you don't need to really do anything. You can take off the automatic pricing and you can set a price yourself. The lowest is 10 credits, the highest is 22 credits for this. But we want to keep it to automatic pricing, which is set it to 10 credits. Bear in mind, this is free products. You're not having to put any money in to make that product. That product is solar powered. Apart from, obviously, constructing the space station, everything else is completely free. So now whatever that station earns, it will make as technically a profit. Obviously, we know that we've got the running to offset the building cost to it. But we're kind of offsetting that with obviously our mining operations and our trading operations we've already got. So as far as you're concerned, you're done. You're ready to go. You can leave that to tick over, but it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while before it gets into the system and people are going to buy stuff from you. Also, it's energy cells. They're sold everywhere within the sector. They're very cheap, so you're not likely to get massive amounts of requirements for them. You'll tend to find that as they start to build different stations in different areas, then you start to see the requirements for energy credits, energy cells going up. So what can we do to help our station along? Now, I've docked the Mercury Vanguard FMC 190 there for a reason, because that is going to be the one that we send to the space station permanently. Now, I know somebody's asked me, how do you set your mining ships or your trading ships up to your stations, because you can set them up as almost like a subcontractor. They've changed it slightly now, and I'm just kind of getting used to it myself. It does look a little bit better, because you can't put hundreds and hundreds of ships to one station. I'm not entirely sure what's restricting the amount you can have. I will look into that because I want to know myself. But what I do know is this station holds 4 slots for 4 ships available. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click our station with our ship highlighted, and we have assign role 4. That's the same as it was in the previous versions. Nothing's changed. You can choose defense, trader, or trade for build storage. We have no plans on expanding our station just yet, so we don't need to set our personal trader to trade for build storage. What that'll do is it will send out your ship to purchase stuff for the build storage if it requires it. So you know, when we were first building it, we could have set our ship to do it. It'd have gone out, bought it with our money, just the same as it would do somebody else passing by. But sometimes it can pick up something a little bit closer and make it a little bit quicker. But we're not worried about that at the moment. We're not worried about defense because it's a trading ship. It ain't going to defend our station very well. We will come to defense fleets at some stage, but right now we are concentrating on trader. There's no requirements for a miner, so the miner isn't up there because there's no storage for it, and there's nothing that requires mining, so it's not there. And you get 4 options now. This is the newer bit. So you get Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta. I don't know why it's not Charlie. No idea why, but Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta. So we'll set it to Alpha. So what that will now do is it will almost set up its own kind of what to do when I'm not, when I'm not busy. So it's default behavior. And if you actually look, we've counteracted our star requirements for our ship, because this is now set to auto trade. It's only set for 1 word, which is energy cells. It's set to its anchor space, which is in Econ Prime, which is where our station is. So it's got its requirements. It'll load at our space station, but it will go 2 distances to buy if it finds it cheaper. It won't do because our station is set to the cheapest. And it will also do two gate distances to sell products as well. So we've overcome our limitation to actually getting our storage. What can we say? As a matter of fact, it does. I'm happy I've just stayed on that. It will also do that for the drones as well. I didn't realise. I just saw it pop up there. So it will actually switch over to do drones and smart chips, which is what the station needs to build the drones that we selected for our cargo drones. So straight away we've now got a 1.5 star transport vessel for trading, set to do a 3-star operation. Not only that, it's now going to level it up, and we can now choose whether or not we want to set up another of our trading vessels to do the same as well, which is exactly the same as what you would do with that one. So you just go get yourself another ship and do it. Now this is a small vessel. Let's see what he's doing. So he's actually executing a trade. So has he got anything on board? No, he's not. So he's doing right. So look, he's buying smart chips from a smart chip factory. So yeah, he's helping the station build these drones first. So what I'm probably going to do now is I'm probably going to get myself a large. When I can pick it up. There we go. We'll just come out of there because I've still got this selected. There we go. I'm going to go to my Argon shipyard. I'm going to buy a new ship. I'll buy myself a large
requesting permission to dock.
Freighter.
Docking permission granted.
I like the Catchup. I can't say that word unfortunately, but I like this ship. I like the look of it. It looks pretty cool. It's like a freighter would do. Some of the big fat ones are not as good as I like. We're just going to do a... We'll do a medium preset. See, the cost that's expensive, so we'll save ourselves 2 million by just doing the low presets. I'm not worried about turret groups too much. It'll give itself some turrets, so it's got a few defenses. Got shields. Consumables. It has its own cargo drone. I'm going to up that to 5 cargo drones just to make it a little bit quicker. I'm not worried about anything else because I'm just going to set it off and let them go. I'm going to set my crew as usual to the maximum amount. That's where all my money's going to go. Now this holds a lot of crew. So this ship here will give you your crew for every ship you create if you want it to. We're fully set. I just want to change my consumables, my software to a docking computer Mark II. Makes it so much quicker to dock. It's an absolute nightmare if you don't set that up. I'm not too worried about the scanners, so I'm going to drop the scanner down, keep everything else set as it is, and I'm good. I'm set. That ship's fine for me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set it as Freight Master Mark 1. So that'll tell me that that's the master ship, which has the entire crew that I want to work with. And I'm going to add you to the shipping list. Freight Master Mark 1. 4.5 mil credits, a little expensive, but we've got the credits now. Hardly made a dent in our credits. So you're being built now, aren't you? Let's just go to our property owned. Yep, it's in construction now, so in 8 minutes time it's going to be built, ready to go. So we'll get that set up and then we'll get it added to our station. And then I'll just touch on a couple of other bits before we disappear, but that's pretty much going to be what we're at today. So let's just fast forward to when it's built and we'll set it to our new station. And welcome back everybody, and we've got our new freighter ready to go, and we're going to line him up with our space station as our... so it's teams. There you go. See, I learned something new. Or is it? I don't know, but we're going to set up to our alpha. We've got our alpha group. Oh, fantastic. I'll have a fiddle around with that at a later stage. But yep, so we're set to our alpha group now. So again, he's going to have the same system as what the Mercury freighter has. For its behavior is now set to auto trade. Obviously, this is a bigger ship, so it can carry more stuff. So at the moment it's setting itself towards 1, 2 and 3 of energy cells, drone components and smart chips. So he's going to... He looks like he's actually heading out to sell some energy cells actually, which will be good for us. Have a look what this logistical overview is. I'm presuming energy cells is one of them. We need to check these out at some stage, which we will do. But right now we're not worrying too much. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up, so I'm not just sat here in space doing nothing. Like, get ourselves up. So our captain takes over.
Vanguard.
We will appear randomly from behind, and we'll set him up. There you go. We'll set him up just to... I think he already has orders. We'll clear our orders. Remove all orders and assignments. We'll then tell him to explore here. There we go. Jobs are got him. Okay, so the last thing I just want to touch on before heading off on this video, because somebody mentioned it, was with regards to placing your satellites and your resource drones. Resource drones can only be deployed within these sectors here, because if you try and deploy them anywhere else, they'll tell you there are no resources, so you just pick it back up and you have to put it somewhere else. The rule of thumb is to hit it right in the middle there, and do it via this screen if you can, because it's a little bit easier. When you try and do it yourself, if you're too close to something, it kind of interrupts its signal or whatever it wants to say it does, but it's a little bit iffy about deploying it. So do it from this menu as I've shown you, where you just right click in, civilian, deploy at position, resource probe. What you also want to start doing now that you've got a little bit of time and you're waiting for money to kind of build up, is to fly around all the jump gates and deploy the satellites. If you can deploy advanced satellites, but the normal ones will do just fine, just so you can give yourself a little bit of a better view is obviously we've opened up a few more areas now, so we want to try and get around and get some of these dropped with satellites so we can see the movement of ships and stuff like that. Gives you a better idea of the area, and also allows your ships to be able to obviously pick up on new trades as well. So the other thing I haven't mentioned, which I did want to mention, was to place satellites by a cluster of factories or main shipyards and stuff like that, because they will pick up on fresh trades. If you can't see it, or there's no ships in the area that can see it, the trades may be out of date and you're running off outdated system. Auto trading obviously tries to do it itself, however everything else will be done by what you see. So just, you know, pop yourself some satellites so you get some updated information. Hopefully this has kind of helped you out with setting your station up now. This station is going to start selling stuff. We're going to start seeing a little bit more traffic. It is only a solar plant, so we're not going to see massive amounts of traffic. So we're going to try and set it up so it's a little bit better. Maybe building the second station. I'm not entirely sure yet. Let me know in the comment section what you think we should do. If you think we should build a second station, we can go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we'll hit up this one and spread it out a little bit more so it's got more availability to do some more stuff. Even if it's not necessarily the whole parts, we can set it up to do something so it's a little bit better for us. But hopefully you've kind of got what you need to know now, and we can get a little bit of a move on with making some major money now that we've got a station going and we've got some more ships going. So as I say, leave me any comments in the comment section below and let me know if you've got any suggestions, questions, ideas or whatsoever. If you're struggling with something, hit up the Discord or leave me a question in the comments and I'll try and get back to you. But if you do want to know something specific, the Discord is the best way to go. And if you're enjoying it, make sure you hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you all on the next one. Until next time, everybody, take care for now, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.